So Liverpool did what Liverpool has always done. Last season, Liverpool is almost the same as this season Liverpool. They drew 2-2 against Newcastle, a 90th minute penalty, 96th minute penalty that people called controversial, and like that Newcastle were robbed. What a disappointing start it is for Liverpool already. We already talked about Man United having a terrible start, losing 2-0 against Hull, and Tottenham being beaten as well 3-0. If I put all this together, at the moment, I would say the biggest disappointment is not Manchester United, it's Tottenham, because they spent more than anybody in the league so far, with almost over 200 and something million pounds being spent, and ridiculous amount of money on players that are not world class, or maybe I'm being too harsh in them, but you don't expect that, and most of the players didn't go to the World Cup. So they should be fresh, ready, and fit to go. But that is not what we saw. So they were a disappointment. And also Madrid drew 1-2-1 against Espanyol. The fighting spirit is back. And Barcelona winning 5-0 was made some people write off Madrid and hand the league over to Barcelona already. That is ridiculous. Hey guys, welcome to the conversation with Pius. Please do not forget to like, share, subscribe. Also, to watch the full analysis and the recap of the La Liga game between Madrid and Espanyol and Barcelona and Elche and the rest of the Premier League game, go to my YouTube channel, The Conversation with Pius, to subscribe, and let's get after it together. All right, let's do a recap of all the games that I've mentioned. I did say how Madrid drew, won. I don't know why I keep saying drew. They won, and Espanyol, I think that's his name, on 90th minute winner. It was a very scrappy game, but that is what we're talking about. We didn't see that from the Madrid of last season. This Madrid started well, yes. You expected them to keep a clean sheet. You expected them to dominate Espanyol. But if you look at the start, Espanyol has beaten Madrid 30 times in their history. So Espanyol is a tough cookie. Espanyol is not a passover or someone you can just walk over or something like that. They are actually a very, very tough team to beat. And they know how to, and it's the first game of the season. Everybody wants to make a statement, right? And they want to send a message to the rest of the opponent that we're not here to joke, we're here to play football. So I'm not reading anything much into the first game of the season. If I have to, I'll only take the positive away from the game, because I saw how Madrid fought. Jude Bellingham was really, really good. He was energetic. He was attacking as well as defending, sliding tackle. He was giving everything to the game. Vinicius was average. I think he's still working up his fitness. He should do better than that. He's Vinny at the end of the day. He's loved, he's hated, he was bullied, he was chanted against. They were trying to rally him up, and I think he was taking the bait, but the good thing, he kept his cool. He needs to work more on emotional control, just like Jose said that he needs to work on emotional intelligence. Kylian looks fit and sharp. I think he's going to do just well for the season. And Yan Demande, he came in for like 20 minutes or thereabout. There was not much from him, but let's see. He's the most expensive player in Madrid history. Can you believe that? Let's see. I think it's a good thing that Madrid have a bench. What I was more concerned about in Madrid game was the depth that they've had. They didn't have as much depth as they have right now on the bench. Remember, Chumani was not playing. Camavinga came off the bench. They have Diaz on the bench. They even started with Mande on the bench. So they have Alex Arnold in the bench. The defense is solid. Rudiger was on the bench as well. On the right back, they have two. On the left back, they have three solid left back. Midfield is choked as well. So in case of injury, they have everything to recover and to fight, and these are all world-class players. This is something they didn't have last season, so I'm not surprised that they have it now, and I'm actually impress. And I think that is what the Barcelona don't have. Barcelona can, maybe they have it. I've not looked at the bench of Barcelona that much, but if you look at the bench of Madrid, it looks more solid than Barcelona's bench. Now that list, speaking of Barcelona, they did win 5-0. It was a very, very impressive victory. I'm not taking anything away from them, but it was a lesser opponent. And with the way Barcelona flow, with the way they play, I think they are good. They have fast players. Golden is extremely fast. He came in for Yamin, and Yamin was, his body language was not good. If he wants to go further in football, he needs to change his mindset. It's just the first game of the season. They took it out after 17 minutes and you were upset and angry. It's not about you, it's about the team. With that attitude, the dressing room will not be happy. So that's one thing Madrid had last season that Barcelona didn't have last season, and it helped them grow. So players with so much talent, so much presence as Yamin should keep it cool a bit, keep it cool. It's about the team, not you. With that being said, Rafinha scored 2 goals. Gordon had 2 assists, and unselfish of him to tease up Ferran Lopez for the goal. Adeyemi had a very beautiful goal as well. So it was a good game all around, for a goal for Adeyemi too, for Rafinha and Lopez as well. Great game. Let's see if they'll keep up with that. I think with that game, they might not need a striker, because they just proved that they don't need a striker with the game they just played. But they might need one. They have a very young one on the bench. His name's keep in mind now. So Barcelona and Madrid have started well. But if you look at it on the surface, Barcelona obviously started better than Madrid with the way they won the game, which I'm very, very much impressed about. It's a good game, and well done to the Barcelona fan, but do not write off Madrid already. It's just the first game. Now let's go to the English Premier League, where I think that I've spoken about Arsenal being the team to beat and how disappointing Man United was. I've not talked about Tottenham yet. I think they're the biggest disappointment so far in this first game of the season. 3-0. There's no reason why they should lose 3-0 against Brentford. It's Brentford or Brighton they played against. There's no way they should lose 3-0. It's totally unacceptable. Unacceptable. They shouldn't lose 3-0 against them with the way they've spent. They've spent more than any other person in the league so far. More than any person. More than any team in the league, they've spent more, and they should be winning the competition. And not winning per se, but fighting. But losing 3-0 was a disgrace. Roberto should waken them up quickly, because you cannot end up in 17th place spending more than 250 million pounds and you're still losing 3-0. If in the next 5 games they are still the way they are, I think he should be Deserbi should be fired immediately. 5 games, and in those 5 games there's no change. Do not take the chance. The same way Man United did with Amory, and it was a terrible thing. Do not do that. Do not do that. Liverpool were disappointing. At least they drew 2-2 against a Newcastle team that was, I would say, weakened Liverpool team, Newcastle team without Bruno Guimaraes, Alessandro Tonali. Those are people that Liverpool and Newcastle have sold, but for some reason they still look solid. They were better. They were composed. They were good going forward and backward. After Liverpool equalized, and all they could do was to concede 3 minutes just after equalizing. That's disappointing. Isak has been a shadow of himself. I think he can do better. And Aston Villa was bad, very bad. I think the red card did not do much for them, but 4-0 was a flattering scoreline against them. I think they can do better than they've done. So for me, the league is starting to heat up. It's been exciting to see the first game so far. It's been a great game. I think I forgot to mention Atletico Madrid drawing 2-2, but again, they were a man down, and they came from a goal to 2-1 to equalize against Villarreal. That's a good fighting spirit. Will they be competing for the competition? That's left to be seen, but I still put it as a 2-horse race in the Spanish La Liga. And for me, it's going to be a 4-horse race in the Premier League, because it is the Premier League. And for the Bundesliga, I'll say it's going to be a two-man race. Dortmund and Bayern Munich, which Bayern Munich won 2-1 in the weekend for the Super Copa competition. That's a quick roundup of all the game. I didn't go to Serie A. We'll be doing that later on. How Juventus won a goal to one, and also Inter as well. Very impressive from Inter. Milan did win 2-1 as well. A well-fought victory for Milan. Amori have started his game well. Beautiful to see that. If he does well, then people will question and ask why he didn't succeed in Manchester United. So that's a quick roundup of all the leagues so far. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and let's grow the channel together. And let's get after it together.